Common question I get also is, how do you know if a noun is going to be masculine or feminine, right? How do you find out what the gender of the noun is? And there's no absolute rule to that. The best way to go is, when you learn a noun, learn if it's el or la. If you learn if the noun is el or la, you will know the gender 99.9% of the time. There's little weird situations that barely ever happen, but for the most part, el or la will give you, right? Like wall. Right? Wall in español is pared. How do you say wall?
Pared.
Pared. But if I tell you that it's la pared, right? How would you say the walls?
Las paredes.
Las paredes, right? And you do enough repetitions of that, and then it starts sticking. Okay, there's no formula that you apply to words. You just know by repetition, as we're going to be doing later today with other nouns. Okay. However, a few words will have endings that will give you the gender. Okay, and one of those is going to be words that end in sion or sion. Any word that ends in sion with C or S, they're going to be feminine. Like down on your list, you have the song. ¿Cómo se dice the song?
Canción.
The song again?
Canción.
La canción. The song, la canción. The songs,
Las canciones.
las canciones. The decision,
Decisión.
la decisión. Plural, the decisions,
Las decisiones.
las decisiones. The television,
La televisión.
la televisión. Now, televisión. V in Spanish, we commonly only pronounce it just like B. Televisión. It doesn't matter. We don't go out of our way to make it sound like V like we do in English. So you can say televisión and it's fine. Right? Remember how you say again? ¿Cómo se dice again?
Otra vez.
Otra vez. Right? Remember otra vez? You can say otra vez and it's okay. Can you say otra vez if you want? Yeah, if you want, you can do that. It's not illegal or wrong to do it. But we tend not to. When we speak English, we have a stronger tendency of doing it, and it's okay. Victor, right? We could say Victor, the name, and it's okay. We don't have to V the sound of V. Okay, so television, the television, we will say
La televisión.
la televisión. Correcto. And then another ending that will give you feminine is going to be dot. Any word that ends in dot is going to be feminine. Okay, so those are two common endings that will give you gender. ¿Cómo se dice the Christmas?
La Navidad.
La Navidad. And the Christmases in plural?
Las Navidades.
Las Navidades. Correcto. The university?
La Universidad.
Muy bien. The universities?
Las Universidades.
Las universidades. Correct. Universidades. You add ES for the plural regardless of the gender. Right? Not AS. The happiness.
La felicidad.
La felicidad. Again, the happiness.
La felicidad.
And in plural you would say?
Las felicidades.
Las felicidades. Right? If you needed to say. Felicidades by itself is a way of saying congratulations. Right? Felicidades. Right? Somebody says, oh, I want to have a kid. Oh, okay. Felicidades. Hit the lottery. Felicidades. And give me a loan. Or a gift, actually. What is a problem in Spanish? Problema. The problem.
Problema.
Right? Number M tells us that it is masculine. So the problem in Spanish is el problema. The problems.
Los problemas.
Los problemas. A problem.
Uno.
Un problema.
Why is there an A on there?
What's that again?
So why is there an A on there? It's just confusing.
No, why is it an A ending word?
That's just confusing.
Well, in this specific case, I happen to know why. Because it comes from, notice how problem and problema look alike? Or the difference is just one letter, right? It comes from Greek. it is where it comes from. And there's similar words like that in English and Spanish, where the difference is going to be the letter A, and they're going to be masculine. And so we'll bring some of them up now, which are, for example, the problem in Spanish is el problema. Applying the same principle, the system will be el sistema, because they are going to be masculine. El sistema. The systems, los sistemas. Right? The poem, ¿cómo se dice the poem?
La poem.
El poema. El poema. There are going to be some words in Spanish that are very similar to English that end in A, but are going to be masculine. A ending, remember when I talked about the endings that give you feminine? I talked about sion with C and S, and I talked about dot, but I didn't talk about A, because A ending does not mean feminine. Most of the time, yeah, probably. Right? 80%, 70% of the time, but not always. Right? Problema is going to be one of those words in Spanish that ends in A, and there are many, many others that are like that. That's why it's a good idea when you learn a noun to learn the corresponding article, el problema, and then eventually you will be able to relate to that. So let's do the problem again. The problem is
El problema.
the problems,
Los problemas.
a problem,
Un problema.
I have a problem,
Yo tengo un problema.
yo tengo un problema. Some problems,
Unos problemas.
unos problemas, or
Problemas.
algunos problemas. This problem,
Problemas.
este problema. That problem,
Problema.
ese problema, right? Este problema, ese problema. No problem,
No problema.
no hay problema. In Spanish, you cannot use no hay problema. In Spanish, you cannot use no with a noun because it is an adverb. What does that mean? That means that no belongs to a category of words like very in English. Could you say very problem in English without sounding funny? No, right? And why not? Because very is an adverb, and adverbs don't combine with nouns. You can't say, oh yeah, very table, right? Because table is a noun, right? No is an adverb, so in Spanish we can't say no with a noun. So we have to find another verb or another word to do it. So no problem in English. In English you can. In Spanish you can't. No problem, we have to throw in the action. There is no problem. And it is a common phrase. There is no problem. So no problem in Spanish is
No hay problema.
no hay problema. In Spanish we